Play that on the camera, that'd be great.
2 years in a row we've spent American Independence
Okay,
Day.
it's Pete Feenstra here on Thursday the 4th of July, talking to the wonderful Warren Haynes on my left, Gov't Mule. Great to see you back in London. You were just telling me the last 2 American Independence nights you've been in London.
Right here, yeah, we were here a year ago today.
Wow, and here we are again, but with a brand new album. So before we talk about the album, you're more or less the hardest working rock blues guy out there. How do you find the time to actually still be creative when you're working all the time?
I think
Working with different musicians and stuff?
being inspired, being around so many wonderful musicians and all the different projects that I do, there's a constant source or flow of inspiration.
Yeah.
You just have to tap into it.
Yeah, and you've got so many projects going on. Talking about a new album, it's called Shout. Completely novel idea of having a bonus CD with all the different guests on. Are we allowed to talk about who they are? I've got to say, before we talk about the guests, there's about 5 tracks on there which are people like Steve Winwood, Dr.John and everybody, which are great, but very few of them top your vocals.
Well,
so it was a very brave thing to other people in. And,
maybe a stupid thing to do, I'm not, well, time will tell. I know that after hearing all these amazing singers interpret our songs, it made me wonder if I should go re-sing them. Because I could have been influenced by their vocal performances, because their interpretations went in a completely different direction. And I think they'll influence the live versions, because I made a point of not redoing them, which, I second-guessed myself.
Well, the funk thing works really well for Glenn Hughes, and the reggae thing for Toots, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
That was nice. Dr. John's got some gospel on there. The Steve Winwood one, which I think is one of your best efforts before he redid it, is a soulful kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you write these songs, or did you think of all those people for those particular songs after you'd done them? Did you think this would suit? The other one that Elvis Costello done, more of an up-tempo thing, did you think that would suit him and he would be the guy to
It was
that?
usually after the fact. The Elvis Costello track, Funny Little Tragedy, I was a little bit more leaning that direction of like the Attractions or the Clash or something than we had ever gone.
Yeah.
And
as Gov't Mule.
Gov't Mule, or anything that for myself. And so we worked it up, and once we played it, it kind of had that sort of vibe. So I thought about Elvis for that. The Toots one was obvious,
yeah, for sure.
He sounded incredible on that song. There was one section in the song that we kept referring to as the Toots section, and joking about how great it would be to hear him sing it.
Isn't it just, yeah.
And then I even told Steve Winwood that the song that he sang, When the World Gets Small,
which is a great song.
The first song I wrote on piano, because I never played piano. I bought a piano, and that was the first song that I ever wrote on the piano. And I was probably thinking Traffic and Steve when I wrote it. But most everything else was like after the fact, after the songs were done. Who would I love to hear sing this one?
And everybody was up for it.
The response was amazing.
That must be real gratifying.
It was real gratifying, and not only that, but the vocal performances themselves turned out so amazing. Everybody just really nailed it.
And let me ask you this, it's a question that everybody, I guess, asks you sometime down the road. Given all the projects that you do, and you work with the Allman Brothers, you've just done the Jerry Garcia thing, I believe, with the orchestra, all that kind of stuff. How do you maintain the focus of Gov't Mule? Is it just like coming back to old friends and then it all clicks together? How does that work?
Yeah, we all get along famously, for one. We're all very close friends. And I still consider Gov't Mule to be the thing that is really, I guess most important is the best way to put it, but takes the most of our time. It's a priority in the way that when the Allman Brothers stop playing and the Dead stop playing, Gov't Mule hopefully will continue to record and perform well into the future. It's kind of our laboratory to do whatever we want to do.
And you said you wanted to create an audience of like-minded people, and I guess the fact that you've sold millions of downloads on your own website is testament to the fact that all those folks out there prefer the live experience rather than...
I think that's a healthy thing too, because the easier it becomes for technology to create the illusion that someone is a great singer or player.
Which it does. Too often.
But I don't think that can be faked live. I think the audience knows when they're hearing the real thing live. And so a lot of people theorize that in the future, performers that are great live will be the ones that prevail.
And the other thing you're famous for, of course, Warren, is the fact that you change your set more or less every night. How many songs does that mean you guys have actually got in the locker before you...
Well, over the course of a year, several hundred will get
Wow.
played. And as far as how many we've played from the beginning, it's well over 1,000.
And that covers your whole catalogue, I guess?
Yeah, even songs we played one time, you know.
Wow. Which happens.
But, you know, there's probably 150 original songs, and then countless cover songs. And then there's
Talking of
songs
which, I got to interrupt you on this because some people ask me about this. Apparently you did the whole of Mad Dogs and Englishmen?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. And the Who's Next?
Yeah.
So you've done some more things like that?
Halloween and New Year's Eve, we take the liberty of doing a tribute to another band or artist.
Wow.
And we've done, you know, so many different cool bands or albums, you know, those being two of them.
And three of the songs on the album I need to ask you about, Stoop Solo, Bring On The Music and Forsaken Saviour, they're all kind of homages to people like Sly and Family Stone,
Yeah.
Free,
Yeah.
and the band.
Yeah.
I mean, were there people you were thinking you'd love to work with in the past if you had the opportunity?
Well, in the case of
Levon, of course.
Levon was a close friend, and we played together many times. And when I wrote Forsaken Savior, it wasn't written about him, but it was the music and even the lyric was kind of paying homage to the band.
Yeah.
And he's someone I miss dearly, and I was a huge fan before we became friends.
So when's the album out? When can people get it?
September 24th.
Wow, and how much of it are you going to be playing tonight?
I don't know. I haven't written the set list yet. I would say two or three.
700 songs to choose from.
I would say two or three songs, probably.
Wow, excellent. Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. It's been an absolute blast to talk to you. Have a
My
great
pleasure.
Please go buy the album. It's been Pete Finch for talking to Warren Haynes. Big thank you to MHP on the cameras. And good evening.
Cool.
We got it.
Thank you.